Hello, my name is STQ. I'm the creator of the Starship Project Man Spacecraft Design concept. And I'm going to be looking at this a little bit, but this is, you can see from this project list. This is a STQ Battleship, is a battleship design based on the Iron Carriage Isofires game system rules, which is 1880s, 1860s, 1880s warship designs. This is a KR fighter, which is basically it's a single seat fighter based on the Star Trek Klingon spaceship design. Then we have a P-40 Wannabe, which is an RC project, airplane project that I was doing back in the 2000s. When I was using DeltaCAD 3.0. And then you got the file chart, just out here. Then you got an animation. I made a video. I don't know what's going on there. So I got two different videos. Projects on the file chart project concept. Then the file chart project concepts. The new concept project is basically I'm trying to create a frame structure for the thing, and then you got the Federation Starship, which is my representation of the Star Trek Starship Enterprise using modern-day technologies. Maybe a variation. It's not represented accurate. It's like I said, it's modern-day technology. There may be some other design limitations. So right now, let's see here. Let's unhide that. Okay. So I have, let's see here, structure. I can change that to the default material. Well, I could name these. So, okay. That might prove useful. Interior wall, we're going to put that in white. Okay, so no, Let's see here. Bridge wall frame structure. Okay, let's look at that. 251.5. Okay, there it goes. Okay, let's make it transparent. Okay, then we got we have a ceiling structure. Good ceiling. Okay, that's transparent. Oh, bridge wall interior, that might be causing the problems. Yep, okay. Let's see here. Let's hide that. No, what happened? Okay. Okay. There it is, okay. Then go with bridge 4. There's no transparency. Let's transparent that. So, okay, let's transparent that. Let's put that proper. Yeah. Okay, so the idea. So there is what I want to do. Let's see here. Let's hide that. So what I want to do, okay, so, yeah, bridge ceiling, decide that for the time being. So this is the layout that I have for the bridge. You got, these are, astronaut. That's not an astronaut. This is Okay. These are astronauts. These the 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet USA residential sheet wood volume for it's a basic volume measurement that I use for spacecraft designs. You can have a human standing up in a spacesuit, and that's their volume. Acceptable volume. So so you got one, this is an elevator, capsule chairs, and then you have a communications officer. It doesn't matter what the position. You got a communication officer, or navigator, pilot, communications officer, science station, engineering position, weapon systems, and then you got 2 others that I can't think of right now, or they're just spares. You would have mission control. If you're doing science, well, that's science station. That'd be what the science station would do. Then you got medical, and I think then there's 1 spare. So, as you can run, copy. Um, 8, 12, wait, 4, 8. So you have 4 feet of space. This is allows. So this is standing position. These guys are going into the chair. Okay. Let's see. Oh, basically volume. Need to go up 1. Okay. So, that's the sitting position at the control, and then this is the control station. And so then, so you have room for astronauts to walk around while they're entering the chair, entering, exiting the chair. Oh, I need to move So, actually, I probably should move these back because on the Starship we have control area. Got a screenshot. So, what I need to do. Make them all. That's not group. They're not grouping anymore. But every once in a while, sometimes when you create a new model, it highlights the top object on the list. The top model, what's on the top of the list, gets highlighted instead of what you created, which is BS. Okay. We're going to change that to this color. Just move it up to 250 so we don't have to see what we're looking at. Actually 251. And 4, 8, 12, 16, 24. Start with 24. Okay, right, let's see this. Okay. And then let's go to 255 because, okay. Oh my God. Okay, alright, now it'll work, okay. Alright, now to scale it. That's it. I did that mistake. And this is That's going to be 9. And then we're going to have to move it up again. Now we take the bridge frame structure, unhide that. Unhide that. 27.5. Okay. So there's the main screen. Yeah. Really, come on. You do not want your objects underneath the list or next to the list. You want them way over here and away from the lists, so bad things like that don't happen. Oh, there's a bridge ceiling. I'll hide that. Oops. 4. Okay, that's yellow. That should be over here. There we go. And that's what's okay. That's it. Okay. There we go. Now, I do not make plans. I do not sit down AFK away from the computer and say I want to do this and this and this, and I don't, I want this object to be like this. For example, the main when I first created this, I started with the capture, the human volume, and then I made that, and I put this at 250, which was actually wrong. Basically, the 250 is the whole critter. The whole thing should be at 250. But it's not, and I'm not going to. The idea. So this is deck. This is one deck. Then you're going to have a computer deck down here, and then you're going to have the living spacing decks. The cruise quarters decks, part of one, and then maybe some other common air decks or something like that. I'm just going to see what, like I said, I did not have everything planned out. I don't have any notes. I do not want to make the effort in making notes, and that also applies to my other flower chart projects. None of these I have notes on. Actually, I do have notes on the P40 wannabe because I have drawings and stuff that I can reference. I did do calculations and stuff, and so I have information for the P40 wannabe if I want to do that. But that's as far as I got. Project name, scale model, come on. That's it, 0 to height. So this is all I got on my P40 wannabe. It's designed, the P40 wannabe is designed for an 049 engine, Black Widow engines, and a 5-inch tri-blade propeller. And it's supposed to be an RC airplane with microservers. And it's scaled to, so it's going to be, for an airplane, it's going to be very heavy. It's going to be a heavy model for its size. And don't know if it'll fly or not. And if it does fly, it's going to fly very slow. So, and then you have the Black Widow. The Black Widow has that 1-ounce fuel tank. I bought an external, fuel tank, a cylinder-shaped fuel tank, 1-ounce fuel tank. That's going to be in the bomb position, the fuel tank bomb position on the model. External fuel tank, and so it's going to have 2 ounces of fuel. 1 ounce would make it fly for 5 minutes, and then 2 ounces would have it flying for 10 minutes. So I don't know if it's going to fire or not. Stringers, 1/8 inch and 1/16 inch material. Screws are 1/32 inch diameter. Yeah, it's a P4 wannabe because I'm going to be using different P40 versions to create the airplane. It's not going to look exactly, it's not going to be exactly like a P40. It's not going to have all the, it's going to have the dimensions. The cowling, it's going to have the nose cowling, the chin structure of the P40, and the Black Widow engine is going to be upside down to accommodate for that. So it's going to be one heavy airplane. It's I think it's like 14 inches, 14-inch wingspan by 17-inch length, if I remember correctly. But that's the only project I have that I have data on that I can reference. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Basically, what I'm doing. What I'm doing with the STQ Starship design is basically what I'm doing with this new model. I am creating. Okay, this is the basic. Yeah, I'm going to start creating frameworks and stuff, but I need to create text models so I can group stuff together. So you don't end up with a monstrosity that's like this. $183 models. And this is not organized. And I can't, I can take this and move it over here and start to move in between. All you want to do is group it. In version 2, you can do that without it grouping. Now, if you want to group it, I said no. Okay. Now, what's going to happen now is that's going to be on the top of the list. No, it's not. Okay. Maybe if I had exited program, then we did the program. I don't know. But what happened was that this is supposed to be on the top of this. But what happened was I was working on other models. And when you create a model or you click on a model, sometimes it highlights the top, the first model on the list, which was the PRISMA3D text, because that's the first thing I create is the name text and then scale text. And so it's disorganized. And then, okay, so like I don't have, like I said, I didn't have plans. So when I was just going, just swinging on. So I created the cylinder here, okay. States, okay, so what I did, let's hide that. Hide that. So, one of the first things I did was I created the S1C stage, the Apollo Saturn V S1C stage, and I created the nozzles. and then I copied these. I copied and moved these over here. Then I moved and stuff, and so they're organized in positive, negative arrangements. So I created this first, then I created that one, then I created that one, then I created that one, then I created that one. Then I created this one, then I created that one, and that one. Then down here, this one and that one, positive, negative, positive, then negative, positive, negative, positive, positive, negative, and then, so it's not, it's, it's happening. And then, actually, when, get rid of that. And on this cylinder grouping, the application did that by itself. I did not group that. I had these separate, and then I exited, and then I came back on. They were all grouped. And it was like, whatever. So actually what I did was I created a frame structure, because what the Fireshark project does, you need to have frames to create something like this. With something as large as a naval warship, which is the model volume. Well, I hid that because of these. So you have a frame structure to keep the S1C stages together. Now, what I decided to do was create have a 1 foot frame structure surrounding each S1C stage, and then have 1 feet of space between the frame structure of each, and have that as a frame, that 1 foot space be a frame structure itself, which I call it an armor frame. So then I just after I created this center one, I created an armor, the frame structures here, to space out the others, and I end up with I space these out so that the nozzles don't bump into, they have the same distance. This has the same distance, these two have the same distance as this and that, and this and that. And then, which is my version 2, your models did not do that. And so there, I had these nozzles actually angled, and that was not working. And I looked at that, and that's not working. So when I created this, it was like on the spur moment decision to do that. So I have no plans. It's you need to have plans. You need to have I can't, and so if I'm going to create frame structures, frame beams, I need to figure out how long this thing is. So like, yeah, I need to make notes on how long these measurements are and stuff. And so that way, because none of these numbers stick anymore. Scale it. Okay. The S1C stage is 158 feet long and 30 feet in diameter. And that's scale 1. Okay. You're dealing with CGI applications and not a drafting application. So, whatever. So yeah, so I'm working on the frame structures. For this. So I might want it to do. I need to make some corrections, I think. Move these back. And then create these wall monitors. Then I can start creating the frame structure. But I also need to make a text on how we're going to do this. Okay, now I just created text, and guess who's highlighted? Not the text I just created. Stupid shit. It's a scam. PRISMA3D is a scam. Okay, so rename that. Bridge deck components text. I said space. Now, change the font because I want to have capitals and small case. So this is a bridge deck components. Now with this, the bridge deck components will, the purpose of the text is to group all of this stuff that's on the bridge, the astronauts, the control stations, the elevator, the monitors and the screen. And then we're going to have bridge volume. And we're going to have bridge volume components. It fluctuates. Sometimes it does that. You got so you got to watch out what's going on with the thing. So this is going to be yeah, project name got destroyed while I was working on these because of that. Sometimes when you make multiple changes, or you get project name, a model gets linked, or you make modifications to a model a few times. Then when you exit and come back, the model is not there. It's registered, but it's not visible, and it's not it's not hidden. It's not it's not you got the hidden factor going on. It's the application itself makes the thing non-visible, and highlighting it and not highlighting it does nothing. So you have to destroy the object and replace it. So let's scale 1 text. Where are you? -70. And then we got the human basic volume. And the same doesn't, so let's look at that. And you set, wait, that's not it. You see, it got highlighted instead of human volume. Oh shit. So now we go, that's 275. You got highlighted your text. Oh, wrong text. Okay. Move minus 286. You don't delete the whole number. You're going to end up doing mathematical calculations of where to position it. And that is a pain in the rear. Especially when the numbers don't stick. Font. Overall mono light. Rename that. There's volume components. And then let's see here. So these are not important, so I'm not changing the volume on that. They're just, you know, the purpose is to organize the component list. The purpose of this is to organize the component list. Create new text. Minus 286. Font. Right. Rename. Bridge framework. Oh. Models. Text. Yeah, just do that. Then if I need to, I can go say because let's go back. So so when it comes to you're going to have rings. And you're going to have framings like this. Floor, the same thing with the rings on the floor. And you're going to have spars going like that. And spars like that. You have vertical spars, and you're going to have rings over here. Well, no, you don't need to have, so actually you don't need to have wall strings here. Now so you're going to end up, yeah. So I may end up with a list like bridge ceiling components, bridge floor components, and bridge wall components. And so and I'm going to be grouping those within that most likely because of that. Because I'm going to be doing the creating the frame. The circular frames, you're going to need to create a cylinder. Scale 1 text is highlighted. It does not always work. There we go. Okay, it's lagging. Yeah. So where did it go? Boop. And like on this the Flower Child project concept, like 81, 83. So down here on 190 project 200, model 200. You click on that and you go to, you got to go through the BS. Okay. There you are. Okay. Rename that. Bridge, framework, models, texts. I said space. No, I accidentally missed space bar. Oops. Okay, you got highlighted for, okay. Now we change your text. Now we get rid of that text, word text. Okay, bridge, framework, models. I actually wasn't planning on making anything, any models. Okay, now, so we're, okay, because the thing froze up on me. Okay, let's create a cylinder. And what got highlighted? The scale 1 text got highlighted. There. And version 2, you double tap it, you could get there. I think version 1 did the same thing, but version 1 was hell on wheels. Okay, so when we're talking about making frameworks for the ceiling and the floor, you're going to have to highlight this, you're going to have to delete, you're going to have to move, you're going to have to rescale the interior, and then delete that. Bad. This is not how you should do things, but this is just a demonstration anyways. So you rescale that, and you delete that. Okay, so the model is done. Then what you do is you create a new cylinder. Well, I said create a new cylinder. Okay. And then you scale that. Oh, you gotta go to the model. No, you don't go to the model. Scale, and then, oh. Did I just, let's see if I, okay, that did not get messed up. Okay. So cylinder number 2. Nope. Cylinder number 2. Stupid shit. Now, then you scale that. Scale this. Let's give us color so we know what we're playing with here. That's it. And then you create that, and then you go down here. Come on. Which one? Which one? Oh, you're. Okay, that means I need to see if I messed the scale up on the text. Because if I did, I'm going to have to undo that. And because of this mess up, this Federation Starship text, when I exit and come back in a future date, is going to go bye-bye. I'm going to have to delete it and create a new one, and it's going to be out of sequence. Stupid shit. PRISMA3D is a scam. Okay. Has always been a scam. Most of your scale that. Most of the applications within the Google Play Stations are scams. So then you have that. And go to model. Okay, some of these things are not going to be deleted. And you delete that. Now in version 1, you try to click on that, and instead of one of these guys would again get clicked. Version 1 was hell on wheels. So delete. Again, because this is not important, I'm going to do a no-no. You should do this on the outside. But then, you see, and then, in version 1, if you did the outside, you're trying to highlight this, and one of these interiors gets highlighted. Or, the other object gets highlighted. And then, version 1 was awful. So, you get out of that. So, that's how you go about making a frame. So that's how you make these. And so you're going to have this framework models on for the bridge. You're going to have, you're going to have the ceiling structure frame models to do that, and then you're going to have the floor models so you can have these. Yeah. Okay. Delete. Delete. Now, because I got lucky and that it did not highlight the text, I would have actually end up deleting the text on this thing. So those are the things I need to further this project. Those are the things I need to do. I need to move these back. I need to create the wall panels, the monitors for stations. Then I can start working on the frames. And then once I got the bridge structure completed, then I can go and create the computer room. The deck that's below the bridge will be where part of my computers are. But also you're going to have the mechanism, the bridge mechanism is going to spin. So you're going to have a bridge mechanism down here also. So yeah, that's bridge crew. Okay. So that's that.